Ever found yourself struggling to figure out what a woman is really thinking? Maybe mid-conversation, you're second-guessing if you said the right thing or completely missed the meaning behind her words. You're not alone, decoding emotions. And communication can feel like a mystery. The truth is, there are things women wish men knew, but they often go unspoken. Communication gaps between genders aren't a new phenomenon. They've been shaped by societal norms, upbringing, and cultural expectations over generations. Men are often taught to be stoic or problem solvers, while women are encouraged to express themselves. It's no surprise, then, that misunderstandings arise when these differing approaches collide. These gaps can leave both sides feeling frustrated, unheard, or even undervalued. But hold on, this isn't a doom and gloom scenario. The purpose of this article is to help you understand the secrets women wish you knew, so you can strengthen your relationships and feel more confident in how you connect. Think of this as your cheat sheet to untangling the mysteries of what women truly value. And trust us, it's not rocket science, just actionable insights designed to help bridge the gap. The power of active listening. Listening might seem simple, but true active listening is a skill that requires practice and intention. It's about much more than just hearing the words coming out of someone's mouth. Women in particular value active listening because it lets them know that their thoughts and feelings are being seen, heard, and understood. The difference between passive hearing and active listening isn't subtle. It's the key to making meaningful emotional connections. Passive hearing is what you do in the background, listening to a podcast while driving, for example. Active listening, on the other hand, demands focus and presence. When your partner speaks, are you nodding along while mentally preparing your response? Or are you genuinely absorbing what she's saying? Women can detect when your engagement is superficial, and it can feel dismissive or impersonal. By shifting your focus to her and only her, you're already sending an unspoken message that you care. Women often wish men could grasp that being. Heard goes beyond solving problems. You don't need a fix or a solution for everything she shares. Sometimes she simply wants a sympathetic ear. Picture this. She comes home frustrated after a work meeting and starts venting about an uncooperative colleague. Instead of immediately saying, "You should just email HR," pause and reflect. Try something supportive like, "That does sound really tough. I can see why that upset you." This approach validates her feelings without minimizing them or hijacking the conversation with pragmatism. A few actionable strategies can help you hone your active listening skills. First, practice maintaining eye contact. It's a visual cue that conveys attention and care. Then, paraphrase what she says back to her to confirm your understanding. For example, if she says, "I'm so tired of juggling everything on my plate," you might respond, "It sounds like you're feeling really overwhelmed right now." Another powerful tip: ask clarifying questions. If she brings up a new goal or concern, gently probe deeper by saying, "Can you tell me more about why that's been on your mind?" These steps show her that you're genuinely dialed in and invested. Over time, the consistency of being that guy who listens without judgment or distraction will deepen her sense of trust and appreciation. Don't underestimate the payoff of setting aside the urge to interject or steer the direction of the talk. Instead, tune out the noise and tune into her, because that's where connection begins. Emotional intelligence matters. When it comes to understanding and building stronger relationships, emotional intelligence, EQ, is like having a superpower. Unlike IQ, which measures raw brain power, EQ helps you interpret and manage emotions, both yours and those of the people around you. Women, in particular, gravitate toward men who can tap into this emotional awareness because it fosters connection, empathy, and understanding. The foundation of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. Before you can understand someone else's emotions, you need to recognize your own. Start by asking yourself questions like, "Why am I feeling this way?" Or, "How might my mood be affecting those around me?" Understanding your emotional triggers can help you avoid reactive outbursts, plus it positions you to handle challenges with calmness and composure. For example, if you've had a bad day at work. Being aware of this means you're less likely to take it out on her, or misinterpret her words as criticism when she's simply asking a question. Empathy is the EQ game changer that can help you better understand and connect with your partner on a deeper level. Women often communicate through subtle emotional cues, whether it's a sigh, a shift in tone, or hesitation in their words. If you're attuned to these signals, you'll pick up on what she may be struggling to vocalize. For instance, if she shrugs and says she's fine but avoids eye contact, her body language might be hinting at unspoken feelings. Responding empathetically by gently asking, "Are you sure? You seem a little down," shows her that you've noticed and care. Regulating your emotions is another crucial aspect of EQ. This doesn't mean bottling them up. It's about expressing them constructively. Imagine you're in a heated disagreement. Instead of lashing out or walking away, pause for a moment to reflect on what's triggering your frustration. Once you've cooled down, you can approach the conversation with a clearer mind and a calmer tone. This kind of mindfulness prevents arguments from spiraling and allows both sides to feel heard and respected. Practicing emotional intelligence doesn't just benefit your relationship, it also teaches you more about yourself. The more you focus on understanding and responding to emotions, the more you'll grow into a partner who's attuned to what matters most. It's not about being perfect, it's about being aware, empathetic, and open to growth. The importance of small gestures. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking big romantic gestures are the best way to show your partner you care. While surprises and grand displays have their place, women often say they value the small, thoughtful habits that show consistent attentiveness even more. It's not about sweeping declarations, it's about showing up in the little everyday moments. Think about the power of a simple act like leaving her a handwritten note that says, "Good luck today, you've got this." It doesn't have to be long or poetic. The effort itself speaks volumes. Or consider a scenario where she mentions, offhandedly, her favorite bakery is running a seasonal special she loves. Imagine surprising her a week later with a box from that very bakery. These small acts show you're listening and prioritizing her happiness. Consistency is what makes these gestures resonate. It's the random text checking how her day is going, the post-it note on her laptop with an inspirational quote, or remembering her favorite snack and picking it up without her asking. Women often see these actions as proof that you value the relationship every day, not just during holidays or anniversaries. What makes small gestures so special is they don't need to be elaborate. They're accessible to everyone, regardless of time or budget. And they emphasize care through action, less about material value and more about the thought behind them. Over time, these moments build a reservoir of goodwill and emotional intimacy. Little by little, they communicate you're loved, appreciated, and valued. And in relationships, that's priceless. Why communication is key. Communication is the backbone of any healthy relationship. It's often said that you can't build trust without transparency and openness, and women in particular value clear, honest exchanges that foster mutual understanding. Good communication isn't just about speaking. It's about how you listen, interpret, and respond. One pitfall many men face is assuming that being direct comes naturally, or that silence equals peace. But here's the truth. Open communication requires effort, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. Women appreciate when you take the initiative to discuss what's on your mind, instead of letting misunderstandings simmer beneath the surface. Instead of brushing issues under the rug, create opportunities to have meaningful conversations. A practical way to approach communication is by softening your delivery. Use language that feels collaborative rather than confrontational. For example, instead of making bold accusations like, "You never help with chores," rephrase it to, "I feel overwhelmed managing everything alone. Can we create a plan together?" This small shift reframes the conversation, steering it toward resolution instead of tension. Effective communication also involves breaking down complex topics into manageable discussions. Maybe you're discussing future plans like moving in together. Openly outlining each person's expectations about finances, responsibilities, and career goals not only lessens uncertainty, but ensures both parties are aligned. When you approach these conversations with a balance of openness and patience, you pave the way for a relationship built on trust and understanding. Understanding her need for security. For many women, security in a relationship encompasses far more than just physical safety. It's about creating a steady environment that fosters trust, comfort, and consistency. A sense of security comes from knowing that you'll support her, stand by your commitments, and offer emotional presence without wavering. Reliability is a hallmark of security. Do what you say you're going to do, even in small ways. If you promise to be home for dinner by 7, show up at 6:55. If she's confided something vulnerable, hold that trust close. Each time you prove your reliability, you reinforce her faith in your partnership. Security also includes creating a judgment-free space where she feels safe to express her thoughts and emotions. For instance, if she's upset about something, avoid trivializing her feelings with phrases like, "You're overthinking." Instead, validate her emotions by saying, "I see why this situation is stressing you. It makes sense." Consistently cultivating this kind of atmosphere means she'll never hesitate to be her authentic self around you. And while emotional safety is vital, financial responsibility plays a role too. It's not about being rich, it's about demonstrating that you're dependable when it comes to managing life's challenges together. Whether it's budgeting for shared expenses or planning for long-term goals, being transparent and proactive contributes to her sense of stability in the relationship. 2. Her security is a promise, not just in words but in actions, that your partnership is built to endure. And when you provide that, the trust and closeness between you will deepen in ways that last. The role of respect in relationships. Respect is more than just being polite or kind. It's the foundation of any lasting and meaningful relationship. True respect goes beyond surface-level gestures. It's about valuing your partner as the unique individual she is. Women often feel most seen and appreciated when their thoughts, choices, and boundaries are met with unwavering respect. Without it, trust erodes, and feelings of inequality can take hold. At the core of respect is the recognition that your partner's voice matters. Listening without interrupting may seem basic, but it's a powerful act. When she shares her opinions, dreams, or concerns, she's opening up in a way that deserves acknowledgement and care. Dismissing or minimizing her input, whether intentionally or not, can leave her feeling invalidated. For example, if she expresses a career goal or an idea she's excited about, affirm and engage with it. Phrases like, "That's a great idea. How can I support you?" show that you value her aspirations. True respect also means honoring her autonomy. While it's natural to have disagreements or different viewpoints, it's vital to avoid belittling or undermining her choices. For example, if she chooses a path you didn't expect, like pursuing a new hobby or career direction, support her even if it's not familiar territory for you. Respect isn't about agreement. It's about standing beside her and recognizing her right to grow and evolve. Respect is a two-way street. It's about balance, equality, and the acknowledgement that both of you bring something valuable to the table. When you respect her individuality, you're not just strengthening her confidence. You're also fostering a relationship where mutual support thrives. Over time, this kind of partnership builds an unshakable bond steeped in trust, love, and deep connection. The value of shared responsibilities. Sharing responsibilities isn't just about splitting chores. It's about building a team dynamic that shows respect, appreciation, and fairness. Historically, household and emotional labor have disproportionately fallen on women. Even in modern relationships, these inequities can creep in, leading to resentment and burnout. Women often feel most supported when their partners take proactive steps to balance the load. Start small by noticing tasks that need to be done without being asked. If there's a sink full of dishes or laundry piling up, take the initiative to handle it. Asking, "How can I help?" is powerful But doing something without prompting shows an even deeper level of awareness and care. Your actions are a way of saying, I recognize how hard you work, and I want to share the load. But shared responsibilities aren't confined to physical tasks around the house. They extend to emotional labor too. Celebrate her victories, no matter how small, as enthusiastically as your own. Be there to lend a thoughtful ear when she's feeling stressed, and don't expect her to be the sole emotional anchor in the relationship. For instance, instead of relying on her to remember every family event or manage the mental load of planning your next vacation, volunteer to take on some of those tasks yourself. True partnership means investing in each other's well-being equally. When responsibilities feel balanced, it fosters an environment of trust and respect. It shows her that you're in this together, not simply as romantic partners, but as teammates sharing the highs, lows, and everything in between. Why confidence, not arrogance, is attractive. Confidence is one of the most universally appealing traits. It radiates strength, maturity, and reliability. However, there's a crucial distinction between confidence and arrogance, and understanding. This difference can make or break your connections with others. Genuine confidence stems from self-awareness and emotional stability. Arrogance, on the other hand, often masks insecurity and can alienate those you're trying to connect with. Women are naturally drawn to confidence because it exudes trustworthiness and self-assuredness. A confident man doesn't feel the need to dominate conversations, belittle others, or constantly prove his worth. Instead, his actions and demeanor quietly convey his sense of self. For instance, a confident partner might openly own up to a mistake rather than defensively deflecting blame. This willingness to admit fault and learn from it demonstrates humility, a hallmark of true confidence. By contrast, arrogant behavior can create a barrier between you and your partner. If you're constantly trying to one-up her achievements or dismissing her ideas in favor of your own, that's not confidence, that's condescension. Confidence fosters closeness. Arrogance creates distance. Building confidence requires a focus on personal growth. Start by taking responsibility for your actions, both the good and the bad. When you make a mistake, apologize without hesitation and take steps to improve. Furthermore, be open to feedback, even if it challenges you. The ability to accept critique with grace shows strength, security, and a desire to grow, all of which make you a more attractive and reliable partner. The need for personal space and independence. Healthy relationships are built on balance, and a huge part of that balance comes from respecting each other's need for personal space and independence. While spending time together is essential for bonding, it's equally important to nurture your individual interests and allow each other the freedom to grow as people. Granting personal space isn't about creating distance, it's about trusting your partner to explore her own passions, friendships, and downtime. For example, if she wants to spend a quiet night recharging with a book or catching up with friends, cheer her on. View these moments not as time apart, but as connections that enrich her life. Respecting her independence is a testament to the trust and confidence you share in the relationship. Maintaining your own independence is also crucial. By pursuing your hobbies, challenging yourself, and maintaining friendships outside of the relationship, you show that you're a well-rounded individual. This not only strengthens the connection you share, but also keeps the dynamic fresh and exciting. Having your own stories, adventures, and experiences to bring to the table creates richness in your conversations and shared time. Paradoxically, by fostering space within a relationship, you actually strengthen it. Independence allows both partners the opportunity to recharge and develop, which ultimately leads to a deeper and more enduring bond. How to handle conflict constructively. Every relationship faces conflict. It's an inevitable part of bringing two different people together. The good news? Conflict isn't something to fear. When handled constructively, it can actually bring you closer as a couple. The key is to approach disagreements with calmness, empathy, and a willingness to listen rather than react. First, recognize when emotions are running high and take a step back. Cooling down doesn't mean ignoring the issue. It means giving yourself the time and space to approach the discussion with clarity. For example, if tempers flare during a heated moment, you might say, "I want to talk about this, but I need a moment to gather my thoughts." This pause can prevent hurtful words or actions that might escalate the conflict. During the conversation, focus on the issue rather than attacking the person. Avoid jumping to statements like, "You always do this," or "You never understand me," as these generalizations can make your partner feel defensive. Instead, use I statements to express how certain actions make you feel. For example, "I feel unsupported when my concerns aren't acknowledged." This approach invites collaboration rather than confrontation. Finally, remember that not all conflicts require a solution right away. Sometimes women just need to feel heard. Validate her feelings with phrases like, "I understand why this upset you," or "I see where you're coming from." Showing empathy shifts the focus from winning the argument to nurturing mutual understanding, which is the real victory in any disagreement. The significance of being present with the demands of modern life, constant notifications, long working hours, endless scrolling, being present in a relationship has never been harder or more important. Women often wish their partners truly understood the impact of undivided attention. It's not just about being physically there, but also mentally and emotionally engaged in the moment. Start by setting boundaries with distractions. Something as simple as putting away your phone during dinner or a quiet conversation speaks volumes. Those few, uninterrupted minutes signal to her that she's your priority. Small actions like maintaining eye contact, responding thoughtfully, or simply being attentive to her energy communicate more than words can. Being present also means showing up emotionally. When she's sharing something, whether it's a childhood memory or her latest triumph, immerse yourself fully in the experience. Ask follow-up questions, express enthusiasm, or empathize with her feelings. These responses demonstrate that you're not just hearing her out, but standing right beside her in her experience. Presence isn't just a one-time effort. It's a daily commitment to your partner and your relationship. The more consistently you show her that she has your attention, the stronger your bond will grow. Over time, these moments of genuine connection build a foundation of mutual love, respect, and understanding that can withstand life's inevitable challenges. Building a stronger connection. Here's the takeaway. Relationships aren't built on grand gestures alone, nor do they thrive on autopilot. The things women wish men knew typically boil down to communication, respect, and understanding. By practicing active listening, honing your emotional intelligence, and being present, you lay the groundwork for a partnership that feels safe, secure, and fulfilling. Every small yet meaningful effort compounds over time. A thoughtful gesture here, a constructive conversation there. These moments add up to create a relationship anchored in trust and mutual appreciation. Sure, no one gets it perfect all the time. It's the willingness to learn, grow, and adapt that transforms relationships from good to great. Ultimately, the most rewarding part of applying these insights isn't just how much closer it brings you to your partner, it's also how it enhances your understanding of yourself. Relationships are mirrors that reflect the best and worst of us, while offering countless opportunities for growth. And when you put in the effort to bridge the gaps, the reward is a stronger, deeper connection that stands the test of time. The best part? You're not solving women. You're simply learning how to show up better and love more fully, something that benefits you both in remarkable ways.